So here they are, the perfect mac and cheese for stuffing. If you wanted to do chili stuffed or baked potato stuffed or pork chop stuffed or any kind of stuffed. This is a great sized pasta and a really good creamy recipe. And you can even use it to bake a really creamy, delicious mac and cheese. So I hope you'll enjoy this recipe. If you want to see what I'm going to do with it, you can look at my video for chile relleno stuffed mac and cheese is what I'm going to do with this first one. But we'll talk more about it in this video. Hello, it's mac and cheese time. Shout out to my grandkids. All right, so today I'm gonna be making mac and cheese, and I'm gonna actually use it to fill chile rellenos. My husband is having a little poker party as a fun little something he's doing for his birthday that just passed. So the ingredients are going to be, I'm gonna make a veloute, which is one of the mother sauces in classical cooking. So I'm gonna do a veloute based cheese sauce. Sometimes you see it with milk. So I have 1 quart of chicken stock. I have 6 tablespoons of seasoned flour, and that basically has salt, paprika, seasoning salt, onion powder, garlic powder, bouillon powder, whatever seasoning you want to add, or you could just add plain flour. I have 4 tablespoons of butter, 8 ounces of Velveeta cheese, 1 heaping tablespoon of small diced onion, a scant cup of mixed Mexican pre-shredded cheese, and I have shredded 8 ounces of extra sharp cheddar, extra sharp white cheddar, a really good quality Gouda. And that's everything. I'm gonna have my water boiling, and of course my Disseco macaronis. These are really small. I really like this size. So they're number 81. They're really teeny tiny. And those are going to be great because, like I said, they're going to be going into a chile relleno. I've done this recipe on my channel already. I think it's called stuffed poblano, stuffed chile relleno with mac and cheese. My husband really liked it and asked it to be one of the dishes that I made him for this party. And I did that in an entirely different way. This is just giving you another example of how to modify that basic recipe. But let's get started. And just one last thing I want to add. This is definitely the kind of thing you can make ahead because I still have to broil the chilies and I want all of these flavors to come together in my mac and cheese. So I'm going to let that sit in my baking dish, even though I'm not going to bake it off. I am going to let it sit and marinate while I get those chilies stuffed, and that's going to be tomorrow morning. So here we go, mac and cheese time. Hi kids, Grandma loves you. All right, let's get started. Here is one of the secrets of a nice small pasta, a nice small pasta for stuffing. So it's this Disseco elbow number 81. I think you can order this on Amazon, but it's wonderful because it's really small and it just gives you that perfect little bite. So when you're doing your stuffed pork chops or your stuffed peppers, or you're doing your stuffed whatever, pork rolls or meatballs, this is just the kind of size that you want for the perfect stuffed mac and cheese. That and a really flavorful sauce. But this is definitely one of the secrets. In a pan of rapidly boiling water, slightly salted, I'm gonna add my my pasta. And be prepared to stir. Okay, once my pasta comes to a boil, I've already stirred it. I'm gonna set the timer per package directions at 5 minutes. So I only have 3 minutes left on my pasta, but I've added some onion powder, some garlic powder, and a tiny little bit of jalapeno to boil in. You could add onion or fresh garlic. I've also added a little tiny bit of bouillon powder, optional. So I've just drained my macaroni. I've added 1 tablespoon of butter, a sprinkle of black pepper, a sprinkle of onion powder, and just the tiniest little bit of garlic powder. And I've also reserved about a little over a cup of the cooking liquid. I'm not sure if I'll need it, but I wanted to reserve some. It's flavored, like I said, very lightly, but it has all that good pasta starch in it. And all I'm going to do now is give this a mix. There's that piece of jalapeno. And then I'm gonna hold it. The next step is to make the sauce. I might have to take a pause because my kid has music class right now. Well, not right now, but soon. All right, we'll be back. That's it, just hold it. If you have the sauce, now would be the time to add it. It'll still be fine even if we don't have it. But this would be the ideal time to add that nice hot cheese sauce, but we'll be good. So I added all of my butter and my onions. I've turned off the heat because I don't want my my phone to get all foggy on me. But I'm gonna just cook this until the onions are a little translucent, and then I'm going to add my 6 tablespoons of seasoned flour. There's a tiny little bit of flour that fell onto my butter, but that's fine. So I'm just gonna keep this going, and hopefully I'll be able to show you when I add the flour. I'm gonna turn the heat on again. Okay, I'm back off heat again, and I'm gonna add my seasoned flour. This is just an optional ingredient. Again, if you wanted to do a traditional, simpler flavored mac and cheese, you would not obviously have to add a seasoned flour. But this is gonna be a stuffing. I've done a version of this for, I make a version of this or different versions of this for holidays with cheese, bacon wrapped stuffed jalapenos on top or different things. Okay, so I'm gonna incorporate everything in. I'm gonna cook this roux for, by the way, there's also a little dried parsley in here. I'm gonna cook this roux for just a minute or so, and then I'm gonna add my hot chicken stock. And then we're gonna continue the process of making our velouté. All right, so that's it. I've just cooked it for about a minute. And now time to add the hot stock. I'm gonna switch to a whisk. That is not the entirety of the stock. And I'm doing this off heat. I just want to make sure that it's incorporated. And now I'm gonna add the remainder of the stock. Okay. How high can I go? Standing in front of a window too. It's just hard to keep it from being foamy. Anyway, now you see it. That's so frustrating when that happens. Work out any lumps. And now I'm gonna bring it back up to the heat. And I'm gonna cook out some of that flour. And I'm going to let this thicken. Just a few minutes. Then we're gonna add this to the pasta. By the way, I'm using Julia Child's out of just a really convenient little book she wrote called Julia's Kitchen Wisdom. I'm using her recipe for my velouté. It's actually just a master sauce for bechamel, but you know, it's just a quantities thing. Like I said, it does not include using the seasoned flour and all of that, but that's not the point. To get the thickness of this sauce that's required for the cheese sauce, that I doubled the recipe because I'm making a larger quantity. That you can just use the single, and that would give you 2 cups of stock, and you know, reduce everything by half. So time to get the cheese. This is off heat now. Let me grab the cheese and add it in. Okay, first cheese that's going in is my Velveeta. Okay, the Velveeta cheese is in, 8 ounces of that again. This has to be worked in first, and I'm gonna take it back to the stove. Like I said, I'm working off heat. I really wanna make sure that this cheese is melted. I mean, I could sit here and with the residual heat, all of this would eventually warm up. But like I said, my kid is trying to, was gonna start going into class, and he takes his classes remotely. So I have to kind of get through this so I can show you the finished product, because we still have all this cheese to add. Before I add all of the cheese, I meant to say that I was going to reserve some of the cheese. I just took a little handful of each of the cheeses because I'm not going to use all of this for my stuffed poblanos. I am going to make a small separate dish because usually my husband's friends want to take a little mac and cheese home. So I don't want to disappoint them. So that's why I'm just making a little bit extra. So I'm going to pull this to garnish my little plate of mac and cheese that I'm gonna bake separately. But this is the cheese. It just took just not even a minute to get it totally smooth, and now it's time to add all of the cheeses. Okay, all the cheese is in, and I've switched to my silicone spatula, and I'm just gonna incorporate all of the cheese. It doesn't look as orange. I don't know about these. I don't know about these iPhones. It's so much prettier. Let's see if I moved. Oh, there, it's kind of, now you can see it kind of. I guess it's just, am I blocking it? Does anybody have tips on how to autocorrect color? All right, back to this. Okay, look at the difference. Oh, look, it's really like orangey and pretty. I'm gonna put this back on heat for 1 minute, just to kind of warm this through so I can get through some of this cheesiness, and then I'm gonna add it to the pasta, and then we'll be done for now. And if you guys want to see how the recipe ends, maybe I'll just show you how I'm gonna bake off my my little mini mac and cheese. Again, you can go see my video on how to make stuffed mac and cheese chile relleno, which is the recipe I'm making. But for now, I'm just gonna go put this on, put them in the pasta, set it aside, and then I will show you how I garnish it. And then maybe at the end, I will show you a picture of the baked casserole. I doubt it though, because I'm not gonna bake it off until tomorrow. But I will show you me putting in the sauce into the pasta. Okay, I just poured all that cheese sauce in to my macaroni. I withheld just about half of a cup. I want it nice and cheesy. I'm having that color correction issue again. Let's see. Maybe if I put this Velveeta cheese to correct the color, it would. Oh well. What can we do? Okay, look at how good that looks. Okay, the last little thing I have time for is to get a small casserole dish and put some of this mac and cheese off, top it, And make sure you make this. I've already tasted it and it tastes delicious. So seasoned, so wonderful. And inside that smoky roasted poblano pepper that I just grill off and skin it and clean it and air dry it and then put this mac and cheese in. It's so yummy. It's so delicious. So I've put everything in a buttered casserole dish, half of the mixture approximately, and then all I'm going to do is sprinkle all the cheeses on top. I'm gonna cover it with plastic wrap or wax paper probably. I try not to use plastic wrap when possible. Oh wait, just did a nice color something. Okay. Well, that's it. Just look, I have this rest of the cheese to add. Try to distribute it evenly. It's okay if there's some bites of Gouda and a couple of bites of white aged cheddar. Makes it interesting. You could put a little extra black pepper on here. I wouldn't. It might burn it. And that's it. That's it. That's all she wrote. Distribute. I use my handy dandy rice, one of my favorite kitchen tools. This would be if I was on a deserted island tool. Well, miraculously, I made it on time to show you that I put it in the casserole dish. I'm going to go ahead and get the remaining mac and cheese and put it in a glass container, put everything in the refrigerator, and then the next recipe I'm gonna be working on are beef empanadas, the crunchy style that my mom made. And that's it. That's it, that's it, that's it. Check out that video. It's called mac and cheese stuffed poblano chile relleno or something like that. Sorry, I gotta get better at linking videos. All right. Until next time, thanks for watching.